بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the first session. Just give me one moment for a quick check. Okay, if someone can put one in the chat if you can hear me well, please. There you go. Thank you for that. All right, so we have now 55 minutes remaining almost, so we'll get started. We'll inshallah get started with sharing what's our plan, what the strategy and the techniques for this course will be. And then we'll just get right into it, inshallah, and we'll leave some time for the questions towards the end. Let me share my screen. All right, bismillah. So all of you should have received an email by now with obviously you had the Zoom link and you had the link to this Google Drive folder. This will be our primary folder for any sorts of notes that we will be referring to. And obviously we'll walk you through it as we go through the course. But in the meantime, this link is probably the one resource that you would need to have. Everything else would be linked from there. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is basically all other resources that we have here. So we'll be referring to it, inshallah, as we go along. Okay, so the way we will be conducting this course will be dependent on these four elements, four pillars, and that's what we are saying, inshallah, this is different from any other approach. We do believe that this is probably the quickest and the most efficient way for you to be able to understand Quranic Arabic. Okay, so that's the goal here, right? The goal is not for you to be able to, read Arabic books, listen to Arabic lectures, be able to communicate in Arabic, be able to have conversation in Arabic. All those things are important, but this is focused on one specific goal. And the reason it's important to focus on that goal is because if you're focused on that one specific goal, there's a lot of extra stuff or unnecessary stuff for this particular goal that we can skip. So that will be our intention, inshallah. The idea is not to just bombard you with a lot of information, which is not relevant to this goal of you being able to learn Quranic Arabic. What does that mean? So our success criteria is that if you are reading Quran, you are doing your daily recitation, you are standing in Taraweeh, you are standing in your Maghrib or Isha, Salah or Fajr, and Imam is reciting something, for you to be able to understand 50, 70 to 80% of it. That's the goal. That's the criteria for success for the technical component of this course. Obviously, we have another component that we'll talk about towards the end of the class or the session, which is, getting actionable intelligence, actionable reflections from Quran. So again, not intended to bombard you with jokes or tidbits or historical facts. Rather, if you are focusing on that particular verse, what is it that you can walk away with today as you reflect on that? So that will be the second thing that we'll be focusing on. But the primary thing would be this. How we would do that, we would focus on showing you patterns, right? So it's all about patterns, but there are many patterns, right? So there are top 10 to 15 patterns. If you understand that, then you would have a very deep understanding of it. Okay, let me give you an example of patterns and basic grammar from an English perspective, right? So in the English language, you have the word act. Okay, from this, you can make another word called actor. You can make another word, which is, can somebody give me another word? Please use the chat. Oops. Okay, you can also have another word, which is acting. Okay, so you can see the pattern here is that I'm just adding these things, right? And just by adding these things, so if you know what act means, you can make a lot of different words from it. And that's what we mean by patterns. And we will show you what does it mean to add ing, what does it mean to add ess, what does it mean to add or. Okay, so this is what we mean by patterns. The third thing we're talking about is root letters. So here the root letters would be A, C, T. Okay, so you need to, obviously this is not something that we can do. How would you know that act means to imitate someone, to portray something or someone? This is by you practicing, seeing it coming in different sentences, and so on and so forth. So patterns are a few, I would say 10 to 12 patterns, and then you need to build your vocabulary by knowing the root letters. Now, what I used to do is, alhamdulillah, I've been teaching this for like 12 plus years now. In the past, I used to live in, my own dream world that the students will go home and practice. I know some do, most don't. So another thing that will change here is that we will focus on practicing within the session. So last 15 minutes or so, we'll be leaving, perhaps not today, because we may not cover a lot of content today, but in general, the session, the teaching will be 45 minutes, and 15 to 20 minutes we'll leave for group practice. So you practice within the session. So my analogy of that is, if you've done any martial arts, BJJ is quite famous these days, they will teach you a technique, right? How to grapple, how to drop, how to lock, how to strike, how to punch, jab, what have you. But then you practice within the session, you practice in the dojo. So you want to add some of that here. Now, if you can do some practice in your own, then obviously it will take you to the next level. Okay, let me see the question here. Yes. So yeah. So mostly the root letters. Like sometimes, obviously, from the same root letters, you can have words with different meanings, but mostly it would be similar, and we'll see that inshallah. So let me. Oops. Okay, remove that. Okay. Now, as an example, look, we did this in summer with 13 sessions in 6 weeks. So this is just a demo here. You'll see here, basically, students were able to understand the same surah that we are doing. So if anyone wants, as I say, proof is in the pudding, that you can do that. Okay, let me put the link to the Google Drive in the chat as well. But you should have all received in the email. If you haven't received, then, please reach out so that we can fix that. And putting the link to this Google Drive folder in the chat as well. But everyone should have received this via email. If you haven't, you can also email me. I'm putting my email address here. Okay, so that's in the chat as well. Okay, brilliant. So now, so this is how we will be doing it. And let's see. Okay, so we'll show you all these notes as we go along. Our primary resource would be, actually, so this document is also important. I'm going to put it in this folder, actually. I thought it's already here. I'm going to take some of this. Just take this and I'll paste it here. Okay, let me give you a walkthrough of this. Okay, so this is some videos that are showing how you can practice at home. We won't be going through it in this session. If you are investing time in practicing at home, this would be really useful. Now, what we will use primarily in class is this website. I'm going to link it here as well. Up to the right. And this is corpus.quran.com. So that's what I will use for screen share. And we'll put this here. Okay, if you are practicing at home, then I highly recommend using one of these two apps. They have their own pros and cons. I've done the demo in the videos, so give that a shot. It's much easier at home that you can just do it on your phone instead of. But if you're doing on your tab or on computer, then Corpus is probably a good thing because you can do it on the browser. So that's about the system. I'm going to take a pause here and see if there are any questions. You can, either raise your hand or just unmute yourself and speak up, or use the chat. I'm just going to give it maybe 2 minutes just to see if there's any specific questions about the system. Obviously, you'll see the system in action in a minute, inshallah. Let's see if you have any questions. Water break. Oh yeah, we will be starting Surah Al-Mulk today. Not in one of the classes. That will be our primary surah that we will be studying, inshallah. So we'll cover word by word Surah Al-Mulk, inshallah, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to do something else as well before the end of this semester or sessions. But inshallah, yes, definitely, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we will complete Surah Al-Mulk, inshallah. Anything else? Okay, and let's get started. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I want it to be an active session. So what I will do is, you can see we are on Corpus. So the way you navigate Corpus, you go there, then you click on word by word. You go at the top. There's a drop down button. You find your surah there. 67 is it? Yep, 67. You click go. So this is verse number. Obviously, we are starting verse number 1. 67:1. Go. Okay. So now we are here. So the way we'll do it, again, we'll do it word by word. And we want to get into the habit of, when I say the Arabic word, if you're able to unmute, you don't have any noise going on in your environment, please unmute yourself or keep yourself unmuted or however you want to do it. And then I want you to say the English. So for example, I would say tabaraka. Hopefully all of you, most of you would say blessed is. And if I have to talk anything about the pattern, I will do that. If not, we'll just keep moving basically. So think of it more of not bombarding you with tidbits that most people forget in a few days, but rather to make it to make strong connections, strong neural connections in your mind. That when you see tabarak, you translate it. You don't even have to translate. Your mind understands the phrase. Tabarak alladhi, blessed is the one. Tabarak alladhi. So we'll practice that. Now the way it will happen is you have to engage. If I say tabaraka, blessed is. Tabarak alladhi, blessed is the one. And so I'm going to just say the Arabic, and you have to keep saying the English so that your mind, inshallah, makes connection. Yeah, thank you for putting the link in the chat as well, Hamid. Appreciate it. Okay, let's so try to unmute yourself if you can, and then we'll go from that. So tabaraka, long delay. It should be right away. Blessed is tabaraka. I hope my audio is connected. We are shy. Okay, well, who's here to learn? Look, I'm not even asking you guys to open your cameras. This is not what you do in dojo, right? The goal is to practice. You can't, so in a dojo, in martial arts, in your driving classes, if you've done your driving sessions, driving instructions, you just don't look at the theory, you practice. You have to turn the steering wheels, you have to throw the jab, you have to throw the crosses, you have to do the drops. Okay, so I'm gonna stay here. I'm very patient and persistent until I see at least 5 of you starting to cooperate. Let's see who wins, your shyness or my persistence, inshallah. Oh, okay, there you go. So you can't unmute yourself. Let me see. Um, that's a valid excuse. Yeah, let me see if there's a setting for that. Right names, share. Yeah, that would be a problem because we need to do that for practice anyways. So maybe I need to Google how to allow that. Do I have my co-host here? Okay, sorry about that. Give me a moment. Let me try to fix that. Oh, I was mute. Okay, yeah, so you should all have the ability to unmute yourself. And yeah, my settings looks good. Okay, so tabaraka, say blessed is.
Blessed is.
You might have, well, it shows you guys are unmuted.
Working for me.
Blessed is.
تبارك
Blessed is.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. I'm testing my audio. Yep, my audio is working. So some reason I can't hear you guys. If I mute self again, I can't. Oh, this is what is. Okay, lock, enable, hide. Oh, okay, there you go. I think, yeah, we should be able to do that now. You should be able to unmute yourself now. Let's try if that works. Tabaraka.
Blessed is.
Baraka.
Okay, I still can't hear any single person. We spoke. You spoke. Okay. My settings are. Oh, okay. I had the other way around. Now I should be able to hear. My audio should be better too. Okay, once again, sorry. Let's try again. Tabaraka.
Blessed is.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Finally, we did it. Walillah alhamd. Okay. Alladhi.
He.
Okay, so obviously nothing is perfect in this world. So is this translation. Okay, so I want to show you two quick things. Number one, this thing is obviously available on your apps as well. So let's say if you wanted to see where else do words of the same nature from the same root come in Quran. So you can just open it in the new tab. So it's probably obvious to everyone, but the root letters here are, that's where you speak up. The root letters are,
Baraka.
no, the letters. Letters are,
Baraka.
very good. The letters are ba, ra, kaf, right? So remember the act. This is how you need to connect, right? So one way to build it in your mind is you might see, yeah, the rain is pouring down, and you see the letters on the picture or in a reel, ba, ra, kaf, and you see the blessings, the barakah, the rain is falling down, right? Barakah, whatever you want to associate with the terminology of barakah, blessings, okay? Ba, ra, kaf. Now, if you wanted to see where else this comes in Quran, you can click on concordance, or you can click on Quran dictionary, and it will show you other places that you see. So 9 places here, okay, where you have the notion of the blessed. Okay, so this is exactly in a tabarak form. If you look at the dictionary, Quran dictionary, it's showing you barakah. It's saying that, look, you can have it in a form of barakah. You can have it in the form of tabaraka. You can also have it in the form of barakat and mubaraka and mubarak. Okay, and these are some of the examples. So that can also help you build that vocabulary. Yes, there is no shortcut. So it's like the concept of a friend. You know, you go to the masjid, you meet someone for the first time, you see them for the first time, they tell you their name, maybe you will remember them, maybe you won't. But if you spend more time with them and they tell you, this is what I do, I studied this is my hobby, I do this, then you will have more awareness of them and you will remember their name, inshallah, the next time you see them. And the more you keep seeing them, you'll remember them. Similarly, you need to spend time to build connection and friendship with the vocabulary, with the words. So the more you spend time, the more, inshallah, you will find out. I mean, the faster connection that you will have, the stronger connection that you will have between your minds. So to be able to translate Arabic into English. Okay, so this is how you can go ahead and see this thing. Okay, so I think a common example for us is those of you who know the dua al-istiftah, the opening prayer. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik wa tabarak ismuk. Right? Blessed is your name. Ism, name, ka, your. Tabarak blessed, ismuka, your name. So that's one of the common places where we say this word. So that's how you have to spend time. It cannot be a quick one. So let's do a 5 times practice. Tabaraka.
Blessed is.
Blessed.
Yeah. Okay. Tabaraka.
Blessed
Blessed
is.
is.
Tabaraka.
Blessed
Blessed is.
Tabaraka.
Blessed
Blessed is.
And last one. Tabaraka.
Blessed
Blessed
is.
is.
Very good. Thank you for that. So that's how it is, right? Because you have to do 2 things. Practice so that you have faster connections in your brain. And then the second thing, you need to be able to identify what are the root letters. The way it will happen is as you start recognizing patterns, you will know what are the things that are additional for the pattern and what's the core letters here. In this case, is baraka. Now, moving on to the second word, it's quite common. It comes a lot in Quran. And this is a phrase or a style in Quran where basically if you're describing, you're connecting 2 things, okay? You use this word, those who. Alladhi, the one who, is singular, the one who. Okay, let's do it 5 times. Alladhi,
The one who.
alladhi,
The one
The
who.
one who.
alladhi.
The
The
one
one
who.
who.
Okay, very good. The plural of alladhi is obviously
Alladina.
alladhina. Good. So here you learn 2 things. Okay. One thing you learn is, look, you have it here, alladhi, and then you have alladhina. So for example, in English, okay, from actor, how did we go to plural of actor? What did we add?
S-E-S. Actresses.
Yeah, no, sorry. We just added 1 S, right? Actor, actors.
Mm.
Okay. So in Arabic, one way to make something a plural, one way is to add a ya noon. Ya noon at the end, you realize that, hey, this is just for the plural. Okay, so you add a ya noon, it becomes a plural. So alladhina is plural of alladhi. And obviously we have it here, sirata, the path, alladhina an'amta alayhim, of those whom you favored. See, you're connecting these 2 things. A very common example is what they have here in Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay, let me quickly show you here. This comes a lot, so it's important to spend time on that. 2, 1, 2, 5. See this. Okay, this book or that book, there's no doubt in it, and it's a guidance for who then? Guidance for whom? Everybody knows whom? Hello?
Muttaqeen.
Al-Muttaqeen. Okay, who are these Muttaqeen? So now is describing Al-Muttaqeen, those who believe in the unseen, they established a prayer, those who believe in what has been revealed to you, and so on and so forth. Okay, so Alladhina is just connecting more description about the one that was already mentioned in the previous sentence. It's giving you more description about the one that was mentioned in previous sentence. It could be singular or it could be plural. Any questions about this concept? This is a very common thing, as we can see here. How many times it comes? Like 1400 times, okay? Almost 1500. Let's round up. Okay, alladhi or alladhina, you will see almost 1500 times. Okay, so as a phrase, tabarak alladhi means blessed is the one who. Okay, so let's do it together 3 times. Tabarak alladhi.
Blessed is the one
Is
who.
the one who.
Tabarak alladhi.
Blessed
Blessed
is the
the
one
one
who.
who.
Tabarak alladhi.
Blessed
Blessed
is
is the one who.
Very good. Okay, next word, biyadihi. Now we have 3 things to dissect. Biyadihi, let's do it a few times practice and then I'll dissect it inshallah with you. Biyadihi.
Yadihi.
Okay, so sorry, you will say the English. My corrected English would be in his hand. Biyadihi,
In his
In
hand.
his hand.
biyadihi,
In
in
his
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 hand.
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 biyadihi.
In his
In his
hand.
hand.
Okay, now we'll take some time because there's a lot to uncover here. So here you can see in the blue, that's the main noun, ya dal, which means obviously
Hand. Yadi.
hand. Okay, good. Let's take a look at where else it comes. Oh, 120 times. Okay, so it comes 120 times as yad. Let's see if there's any other form. No. Oh, sorry, that's not the wrong one. Okay, so yad is coming 120 times. Okay, so yad means hand. Now, the other thing that we want to denote here is the first thing, which is ba. So look, it says preposition. Okay, so in Arabic, you have a bunch of preposition. You just need to know rough translation of it because their actual translation will depend on the sentence. It will also depend on the language that you're translating into. So when you look at the preposition be, it can mean in, it can also mean with, in or with. Good question. When I'm corrected English, I would say let's say improved English, okay? For the purpose of being more accurate. Okay, improved because from a sentence structure, this may make sense, but to be more accurate and to show you the patterns, I should have used the word improved English. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, so preposition be, we see it in Bismillah, right? So we say in the name of Allah. You can also translate it as with the name of Allah. So be means in or with. Let's do it a few times. Be,
In or
In
with.
or with.
be,
In or with.
Or with.
be.
In or
with.
with.
Okay, yad is
Hand.
yad,
Hand.
yad.
Hand.
Okay, now we go into the first big pattern that we will cover. Okay, that's the most useful thing that you will find. So inshallah, as you do your recitation tomorrow, you start circling what I'll be teaching you today. It's one of the hottest topic of 2024, 2025 as well. And it is the topic of the P word, pronoun. Okay, let's take a look at how pronouns look in the Arabic language. And it's very simple. It kills that debate of pronoun that we have going on. May Allah help us. So it is in your folder 001 pronoun chart. Let me actually quickly show you something else first. It's not as important. I'm just going to give you a quick glance at it. And that is this one, number 4. Okay, this one. So remember I was telling you the pronouns that we have? So these are some of the pronouns that you have if you want to see it all here. So this is the one we saw today, be with or in. Okay, you see this one? And I can't draw or highlight this for some reason, but anyways, that's the pronoun we saw. These are the other remaining 8 pronouns that we'll see slowly, inshallah, as we go. But if you want to print that or want to start observing it, it's all here for you. That's not the important thing we are covering today. So we want to start focusing on the pronoun. Okay, so pronouns. Bismillah. So the way that this chart is divided, is first you have a big separation of masculine and feminine. So in Arabic, like many other language, every word, including non-living things, non-animate things, it's either second, let me move this out of the way. There you go. It's either masculine or feminine. And that's what we are seeing here. The rightmost column is masculine and the leftmost sorry, my bad. Yeah, it's divided into masculine and feminine. So this is masculine, feminine, and then there's no masculine, feminine of the I pronoun. Okay, so let's see. The other definition here is the notion of first person, second person, third person. Let me explain what that is first, so you can understand. Let me find an example. I'm going to take this book, for example. Okay. So I am talking. So if I'm talking about the book. Who am I talking to? You all. So the person who is talking is known as the first person. The people who are being talked to is known as the second person. And the object or the person that's being talked about is called the third person. Okay. So we'll start with the first one, which is, I'll probably show you 1 or 2, and then we'll keep picking it up as we see them. But just want to give you that distinction here. So look at the pronoun he. Okay, in the English language, we have a pronoun he. Now he has two other forms, which we'll be talking about. So imagine I'm talking about one of my male students, and I say dash or blank is a very smart student. What will come in the blank?
He.
Good. Okay, now let me show you two other forms of he. So if I'm saying I will give this book, I will give this book to blank. What would come in blank?
Him.
Him. Okay. And if I'm now saying, okay, once I've given the book to the blank, and I want to say, this is blank book, what would come in the blank?
His.
His. Okay, good.
His.
So you see that there are three forms here. Now, if you look at in what we'll say the first form, which is he, is what we call the subject. We're just talking about the subject. We're describing something about the subject. You're saying he's a hardworking student, he's a smart student, he's always on time, he's punctual, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we are using the word he in the form of a subject. In the second example, I am using it in the form of an object. I'm doing an action, and he is the object. He's the receiver of that action. I will give this book to him. So he is receiving it. He is the object of that action. Okay, not trying to be violent, but I will punch him. Okay, so he's a receiving action. Okay, I will hug him. He's receiving the action. The third example that we did was a relation or possession. This is his book. That's the third example, a relation or possession. Okay, so from the English perspective, any questions? Do you guys see how we have these three forms depending on the use of the pronoun? Am I using it as a subject? Am I using it as an object? Or am I using it as a relation or possession? Any question about that in the English? We'll come to Arabic in a second. Okay, if you don't have a question, why don't you put 0 in the chat? Let's see who is alive and awake. 4, 5, 6. Oh, 1. So you have a question? Is it? Or was that a typo? 0, 0. 0, 0. Okay, good. Thank you for that. All right, also changed. Okay, good. So now coming to Arabic. So all the pronouns that you see with a white background, all of them with a white background are for subject. When we want to use he or similar things for you and I and she, we will use the pronoun form in the white background. If we want to use him or his type of form, again, if we want to use him or his type of form, then we will use what I would call gray background. That's my color vocabulary. I would call it gray background. If it's the gray background, then we would use the gray background for his or him. Okay, the same thing apply for she, I, and so on and so forth. And we'll keep looking at it as we come across it. I just wanted to introduce you to the pronoun chart and how it is structured. So the first column is for singular. The last column is for plural. Arabic also has a special form for dual. Okay, it doesn't come a lot. Sometimes it comes, and that's for two people. When you want to talk about two people, you will use the middle column. Okay, that's how you look at it. Any questions about that? And let's take a 2 minutes here, inshallah, just so that you can see what's going on. If you have any question, we can take that. No questions. Good. We will also discuss the meaning of verses overall, and yes, we will, inshallah, do that. Definitely. Yeah, today obviously it's gonna be slow. Maybe we'll do 1 or 2 verses, but we'll pick up pace, inshallah. Okay, let's get into it. So now, why are we talking about it? What do we have here? Oh, look at that, he. So based on this, What kind of a pronoun is it?
Third person.
Yeah. Now you guys can see why I correct the translation. What did I say? In? Sorry,
His hand.
not corrected or
In his
improved the
hand.
translation.
Yeah.
What did I say? In his hand. Okay.
In his hand.
That was the reason, because if I didn't do that, everything I talked about would just flop. So I needed to do that. Where is it? Right here. Okay. So this is coming from here. Okay. So in Arabic, for his or him, we either use who or he. Both are fine. There are reasons for using that. But if you see a who or he, then you know it means his or him. So in this case, biyadihi, in his hand. Okay, is that relation thing, right? In his book, his hand. Biyadihi, in his hand. So blessed is the one. In his hand is what? Al-mulku. Okay, let's do it quickly. It's very simple. I'm sure most of you are aware of it. So not M, mim, lam, kaf. Al-mulk. Let's repeat after me the English. Mulk.
The dominion.
Dominion.
Al-mulk.
The
The
dominion.
dominion.
Al-mulk.
The
The
dominion.
dominion.
Very good. Wahua. Oh, look at that. Alhamdulillah. We saw the other pronoun. Wahua.
And he.
Okay, so this will give you the idea. Look, this is a pronoun. Huwa is a pronoun, and we all saw that here. Right here, the he pronoun. Okay, huwa, and one common example of huwa is Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Okay, huwa is he. Ala,
Over.
upon. Okay, so ala means upon or over. I usually like to say upon. So this is again here. Remember I said, so now we cover two preposition today. Right, we covered be and we also covered ala. Ala, on or upon. Okay, oh yeah, one common example of ala is assalamu alaykum. Assalamu ala alaykum. Okay. Coming back here. Kulli, a new word. Kulli.
Every.
Here, repeat after me. Kulli.
Every.
Every.
Kulli.
Every.
Kulli.
Every.
Every.
Shay'in.
Thing.
Thing.
Qadir.
All
All
power.
powerful.
All powerful.
Okay, so all ala kulli shay'in qadir, powerful. Okay, good. Let me see, what time is it? Okay. Let's do one more, inshallah. Alladhi. Okay, so alladhi came again. The one who. Alladhi.
The one who
Khalaqa.
Created.
Created.
Okay, I'm going to improve it quickly. We won't talk about it today, but I have to just do it to show off. Just kidding. Khalaqa, he created. Khalaqa.
He created.
he created.
Okay. Now again, look, in the running translation, it wouldn't make sense. The one who he created. So people might be like, okay, that's not good. So, but if you're just doing a running translation, the one who created makes sense. Okay, but if we want to be exact, because of something else I'll show you next week, inshallah, we need to be able to see that it's he created. Al-mauta.
Death.
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 Okay, that's, I hope it's very common. Al-mauta.
Death.
Death.
Al-mauta.
Death.
Death.
Wal-hayata.
And life.
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 Okay, now we have a big one coming up. Okay, there's multiple things to do here. Obviously, we won't do everything here. We'll look at two things here. First thing is li. Okay, li means four. Is here. Li is four.
Four.
Okay, so it can also come in the form of la, lam fatha, or it can also come in the form of lam kasra. La or li, right? It's also in alhamdulillah. So li means four. Okay, let's go back here. So that, four. Okay, what's the purpose? Now, yablu, the root letters are ba, lam, ya. Okay, let's just say ba, lam, wa for now. For now, I'll tell you something else next time, inshallah. Ba, lam, wa. Okay, and that means to test. Yablu, he may test. See, yablu means he may test. Okay, now kum means you all. Kum is a pronoun for you all, and we all know this because we all say Assalamu alaykum.
Kum.
This means you all. And it's also in our pronoun chart here. Right here. Okay? So peace be upon you all. Okay. Liyabluwakum, again, let's do it together. Liyabluwakum, so that he may test you all. Okay, that's what I want you to say. Liyabluwakum.
That he may
He may test you
He
all.
test you all.
Liyabluwakum.
so that
He may
He may test you all.
Liyabluwakum.
That he may
he may
test you
test you
all.
He may
all.
test you all.
Okay, then we have ay, which means which. Ay, which means which. Ay,
Which?
Which
ay,
Which?
ay,
Which?
and then kum again is from there. All. So which you of you all. Ayyukum,
Which of you all?
Which of you all?
ayyukum,
Which
which
of
of
you
you
all?
all
ahsanu.
Best.
best.
Okay, now here you have ha, sin, noon. That's the root letters. Ha, sin, noon. Ahsanu is the pattern that we are all familiar with. Akbaru, most great or greatest. So best. Ahsanu, best. Okay, ahsanu.
Best.
The best.
Amala, very common. Ayn, mim, lam is the actions, deeds. Amala.
Deeds.
Deeds.
Okay, wahua came before and he, right? So that's just a pattern. Wahua, we have it here too, right here. And he. He's Al-Aziz,
Almighty.
Almighty. From
Almighty.
Ain, Zai, Zai. Is Almighty, dominant. Okay. Al-Ghafur from Ghain, Fa, same thing we use for Astaghfirullah. So Ghafur is from forgiveness. Al-Ghafur, the one who is oft forgiving, the one who is most forgiving. Al-Ghafur.
Most
The
forgiving.
most forgiving.
Okay, great. So we did these two. We took a look at some patterns. Obviously, this is not the first time we looked at it. This is where we introduce these patterns. They will keep happening, inshallah, in every session. And as you do your readings, you will start noticing them as well. We will do group practice, inshallah, today as well. I want to spend some time doing the reflections and show you how we will do that. And then we'll, inshallah, make Zoom groups and we'll practice in Zoom groups, inshallah. We might go a bit over time. Hopefully you can stay along. If not, you can drop at 9:30 Eastern as well, and then we'll see you next week. But, inshallah, we might go 5-10 minutes over today. And I can stay longer too if anyone has any questions. But let's try to wrap it up by 9:35 or 40, inshallah. So let's do reflection. How we will do reflections. Let me show you the slide for that. That is your 000. Okay, so these are some of the questions, okay, or in the modern language, prompts, okay, that you can use to reflect and come back with actionable items. So one thing could be, what is this verse telling me about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How can I improve my life? By reminding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is such and such. Some attributes were given. How can those attributes help me in my life? Which type of people is this verse talking about? Which qualities are being talked about in this verse? How do I do in terms of those qualities? A reflection of which qualities Allah love and which ones He hate, and how do I do in terms of those qualities? Is this verse reminding me to shift my focus from something to something else? Is there an invitation of focus shift in this verse? Is there a promise of Allah in this verse? Is there a contract that Allah is offering that I can take advantage of? And is there a change in my mindset that I can take from this verse? And sometimes it's hard for you to apply it in your own life, so you can think of it based in the light of this verse. What would I give advice to a friend? Okay, so these could be some prompt questions. They're not all, but these are just some suggested prompts. So we'll do the recitation first. And then I will pause and see if you guys can share. Hopefully, a few of you can share some reflections either with Mike or without Mike on chat. And then I'll share mine, and then we'll jump right into group practice, inshallah. Let's go here. Okay. Let me turn on running translation.
Okay. Yeah, one translation. Done. Oh, this view. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Okay, who wants to share a reflection? Hopefully I can get 3 from you all. If not more, I'll share mine and inshallah we'll jump into group practice with Allah Ta'ala. Let's go. Someone unmute yourself and speak up or raise your hand or type up. Oh, is this the shyness again? Okay, you can think about it. What do I learn about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from these verses? Right? So you have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these 2 verses. What actionable thing? Awesome. Great. Okay, perfect. So that's the first statement that you guys all did. Now, if you can connect this to the second thing, which is the action, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all forgiving. What's the action item? What's the reflection? How can you make it actionable? Right? So something as simple. Number 1. So if it says Allah is al-Ghafur, okay, let's start with here. Allah is all forgiving. Good. Right? So that's good information. How can you turn it into an action?
Ask for forgiveness.
Good, right? So that's the question. Like, am I asking for forgiveness? Right? How many times in a day am I doing sincere forgiveness? Number 1. Number 2, am I giving up? Am I thinking, look, you know what? I have done so many mistakes. I'm not rebounding. I'm just sinking in sins. Or I have a friend who is doing that. Maybe somebody else needs to hear that. Look, you can come out of it. You can cleanse yourself. You can detox yourself. You can get a full shower, full power wash, and come out with forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Am I running away? Am I too scared of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I'm not even asking for forgiveness? How many times am I doing that? Am I doing it with my heart present, or am I just doing it, with my tongue moving? Right? So these could be few things. The second thing, if you're going in reverse order, Allah is almighty. What could be an action item about that? The information that Allah is almighty, what information can you come out with? Great, right? Am I afraid of other people? Am I giving up hope for something in my life? Right? Have I given up that this is not possible for me? Right? Someone said, doctor said, this said, experts said, and I'm giving up hope. While I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is almighty. Have I given up on some du'as? Am I not being consistent in my du'as, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do whatever He wants? Okay, we're going in reverse order. Okay, so here, the success criteria is what? The quantity of deeds or the quality of deeds? So this could be a reflection point for thinking about the quality of my deeds. Yes, I'm doing my salah. What's the quality of it? Can I improve? I'm doing recitation. I'm doing this. I'm spending time with family. I'm doing this and that. How can I improve quality of various actions that I do? Now, here is a big thing, which is, I would say, I would put it in the mindset category. Okay? Because many times we forget, right? We think that this world is some sort of a transaction with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I become Muslim, if I'm doing good things, if I'm praying, my life should become easy for me. Why am I being sick? Why is my family sick? Why am I being tried? Why have this relationship problem? Why have this problem with my children or my finances or my job or my business or my career or my health of parents, so on and so forth. But that's not the promise that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave. He said that the purpose of this life is not a transaction. It's not, action and reward. This is a test. Allah will test you with hardship. Allah will test you with blessings, with ease, with comfort, and with pain. And the notion would be, how do you react to those things? The full reward, the full recompensation, Allah is only promised in the hereafter. Allah may give you some in this dunya if He chooses to. He may give some to people who are even disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the full recompense is in the hereafter. Quickly going on the first verse, this is also connected to what we were talking about, Al-Aziz, right? Which has more the notion of no one can overpower him. But this is also similar to what I was saying earlier, not to give up hope, right? Allah is able to do all things, being consistent in your du'as. Am I giving up hope? Am I tapping into the power of du'a in the hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He can make things happen for me? I have to put in my best effort, and so on and so forth. The concept of blessings, right? Because many times if you remove divinity, if you remove divine assistance, if you remove the power of barakah, it's just about 2 and 2, right? I work, I make $2, I make $2 this way, that way, halal, haram, I don't care. But when you bring in the concept of blessings in this dunya and in the hereafter, you realize that $10, if we all have $10, doesn't mean that we have the same blessings on that. We realize that 1 plus 1 does not mean 2, it can actually mean 11. It can mean 110 with the power of blessing. So you're tapping into that 10x, 100x factor. Okay. And realizing this, look, at the end of the day, whatever I want for myself, for my family, is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's quite foolish of me to go and seek pleasure or seek what I want in the hands of anybody else by disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You all have done amazing reflections. Thank you so much. Jazakumullahu khairan. It's all great. Jazakallah khair. Okay, brilliant. No worries, Nabila, you can leave. And what I will do, if there are no questions about the content, I'm going to show you how we will do group practice, and we'll also stop the recording for group practice. Because I will divide you guys up into maybe 4 or 5 groups, and we'll do group practice. Now, it's a bit tricky, so I don't mind spending time on it so that we can get this sorted out, inshallah. Okay, sounds good. I was just told that the Zoom may end at 9:45. Okay, I think it gives an option to extend. If not, then yeah, Zoom may automatically end at 9:45, but we'll see how it goes, inshallah. So the idea of the Zoom, when I do the breakout rooms, what will need to happen is that one of you will have to share your screen. You can do that on your phone as well. I hope it goes well. We'll just try it how it goes today, okay? Maybe I won't do the breakout rooms and we'll just do it together. And I'll sort out a permission for people to share a screen and all that, inshallah, next time. And the way it will work is, okay, I need 2 participants. Inshallah, if you can raise your hand. We're going to make a group of 3 just to show how the groups will work. So I'll be one of the participants. I just need 2 more people to raise their hands. First 2 people to raise their hand. Come on. Just 2 volunteers. There you go. Okay, so Faria is 1. And 1 more. Okay, Samira is 2nd. Okay, so imagine this is a group of 3 people. So this is what I will do. So imagine I volunteer to share my screen, or somebody else will have to do it. And then you go back to the verses that we have covered. You zoom in, you hide the translation. Okay, so the way it will be, I will say, we'll just go around. Okay, so first I'll say tabaraka, and I'll think about it. I'll put some pressure on my mind. What is tabaraka? I can't think. And maybe Faria or Samira can assist and they can give me the meaning of it. Tabaraka, can't think of it.
Blessed.
Okay, good. Thank you for that. See, so somebody will go, and then she will pick up the next one, which is alladhi. And so she'll say alladhi and she'll give the translation of it. So go ahead, Faria, do that.
He.
Good. Okay, or the one who. right? And then Samira will do the next one, which is biyadihi.
In his hand.
Good. Now the next one is me, al-mulku. Oh, this time I got it. The dominion. Okay. Faria, your turn. So just keep going, right in the whatever the group is, right? So usually you can just go by alphabetical order with first name to make it easier, and then you just keep going. So Faria, go ahead. Pick the next one in translation.
He,
And he good. And Samira, yours is the next one, which is ala.
Yes, I forgot.
Okay, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Does that help? Assalamu alaikum. Over or upon. Good, very good. Kulli, my turn. Every. Okay, Faria will be shay'in.
think,
Qadir.
Yeah.
All able. Okay,
All
so if
able.
your group partner cannot do it, somebody else can help. If really needed, you can just, scroll down and take a look at it. Okay, so I want to, yes, you can unraise your hand or lower your hand. So I want to practice. We have some time. So I want to start, I know there will be some hiccups, but why we have time. So let's try to do that. So the idea will be that in your groups, try to go through these two verses. And if you complete it amazingly, then you can just repeat it again. And when you're done, you can just drop out, inshallah, or it will potentially automatically close. Before I try to do the breakout rooms, I don't know if it will work or not, because somebody has to share a screen. I hope there will be permission, but we'll figure it out today, inshallah. Yeah, so before we do the breakout rooms, any questions? Okay, great. No questions. Great. Okay, so I'm going to do the breakout rooms. Let's practice in your groups, inshallah. And then you can drop when you are done. And I'll see you all next week. You can reach out an email, review it, take a look at some of the notes. Don't feel overwhelmed. This is, first thing. We talked about a bunch of things, but we'll keep repeating it all, inshallah. All right, my email is, you put it in the chat quickly, or if somebody can put it. Okay, that's there. Okay, let's try to see if we can do the breakout rooms. Okay, I'm gonna create 5 breakout rooms. So please, somebody volunteer to share the screen, and we'll do 5 breakout rooms. It will, ask you to join it. So please do create. And I'm gonna stop sharing, but I'll keep going through each room to see how you guys are doing. Let me also turn off the recording.
I'm good to leave the class, correct?
Yes.
Okay, just a second. Sorry.